I'm here in Sewell, West Virginia. Today's date that I'm filming this video is March 16th, 2021. I actually was spurred the moment to come here today. My original plan was to actually walk back on the opposite side of the river and go try to get across on the Red Eyes Island, the cemetery, and look for some more coke ovens and abandoned coal camp stuff on the south side of the river. But due to the fact that they were actually not running hardly any trains through today because they're walking on the tracks, I think it's a good opportunity to walk this side of the river, explore these towns. It's a little easier when you don't have to worry about trains all the time. Apparently the rail junction for this track side spur here is somewhere down there. Or was, but it's no longer there. You can't even tell there's ever a junction track there if you follow the main line of CSX. But that's one of those, I think they call it Larry car, or Laurel car. I think it's Larry cars, and what they call that for the coal mining towns. They put the coal in the coke ovens with those old glass bottles. Okay, this has a creepy look to it. Okay, this rail's obviously apart because I know the railroad tracks are not that wide. If it's obvious, these wells has been unspiked and pushed apart for some reason. Yep, here's the exit. Wait a minute. Never mind, there's two pairs of tracks here. Okay, that makes sense. There's actually two pairs of tracks. I'm seeing the edge of the task like thinking, what in the world's up with this? Did I realize there's actually two pairs of tracks? Because I'm wondering how the rail on that side. I was a little confused there, but now I actually pay attention. That makes more sense. There's old railroad bridge here. I don't know how strong the train bridge is I'm about to walk across. Considering there hasn't been a train through here since at least 1953 at least. That hurt a little. There's like a little creek that runs underneath the tracks here. Well, actually, I think I'm a little bit farther up before I get to that. There is a bit of a drop there, and there's the coke ovens underneath that beautiful old stone high wall. Might try to feel a little bit of Caperton, then I gotta walk like 8 miles back to Thurman. It'd be easier to park down that canard and walk across the trestle, but I prefer not to do that. And I'll be on that trestle if a train comes, that's for sure. It's been at least an hour since somebody from the railroad place stopped and told me there may be a train coming. The signals are still not cleared for a train. They're still red. That was so random. I sat there next to the trail for Pembroke for like 20 minutes. And then I decided to walk up film Pembroke, the coal camp of Pembroke. Then I walked like another 2 or 3 miles from there to Sewell where I'm at now. Now, there's another rail line or something that goes off to the side somewhere up here. This one next to me might be the one that went off to the side, went up to the Pembroke at one time, I don't know. I forgot my flashlight. There's many tunnels here that go underneath the coke ovens, depending on how far they go. Not big enough to crawl through, you can't crawl through them, that's for sure. I think there's drainage tunnels for water. That's my guess. Of course, the amazing part of the coal camp's farther up. There's too many trees down here. That derisive that came through back in 2012. I said 2013, somebody corrected me in a video uploaded to YouTube, pointed out it's 2012. I gave it some thought, they're right. I think it was 2012 and not 2013. I guess the exact year, I'm trying to remember the exact year. Perhaps it is. I just know I was in Ohio when it hit. And it was very difficult getting back home. I went on missions to a missionary pastor and his family doing some missions work up there. The night before we were supposed to come back, that derecho came through. It hit that Friday night. We were supposed to be on the road that Saturday. Made it very interesting getting back home. That's for sure. Come back, no electricity and all that damage to your property. There's another one of those Larry cars. There's not much left of that one. Looks almost like that one's been stripped. Okay, I'm trying not to get tangled up here. My walking stick is so big. It's hard to walk through this, but I kind of need it when I climb these big hillsides. There's another Larry car, I think. Oh no, it's Temple Foundations or something. You know, today I've only seen one train all day. It's the one that went past my house about 10:30, about 10 o'clock this morning. That's literally the only train I've seen all day. Which is funny. There's where it goes back to single track. It goes single track to double track there. I think that second track might be the one that climbs up, used to climb up the hill. I like to look into that more. I can find the exact path of that road at Pembroke. I don't know if I'd load this one first or the one at Pembroke first. And most likely Pembroke because I've never filmed Pembroke before until today. I think that's the conveyor belt, remains the conveyor belt for the coal temple, the Sewell. When I get to remains the company store, I think I'm going to take me a nice little break and rest a while. I may not make it to South Caperton because I think it's another mile or two past here. And I'll never feel like going that far because I got to walk at least 8 miles back to the car in order to go home. I gotta be careful where I step though. These coat openings that are stuck in there. Yeah, oh crap, that one has snakes in it. And that one's falling apart. Yeah, I definitely don't want to fall out in any of these. Remember it serves me like Sewell. The coke ovens of Sewell was last used in 1953. I think from 1875 to 1953. I try to remember exactly when. But I'm gonna get off here. Yeah, Nathan's carpet. Mainly because those coke ovens that make me nervous, they're not stronger. Here I'm on solid ground. On the railroad track here. Even though the railroad track's, I don't know, I think the railroad track's a little bit harder to walk, it's so overgrown. And all the fallen trees. But yet, there's another switch here. Fairly recent landslide. That happened in the past year or two. Wasn't here last time I was here, I think was this time last year, ironically. It was this time last year was the last time I was actually here. March 16th, 2021. I'm back. Although last year I think it was April when I was here. Okay, a few weeks difference between the last two times I've been here. Can't catch a train by the Prince because the train station here is closed. Thurman, I mean, because originally there was a train station here and they had the little local train that connects all these towns way back in the day. when all the mines were going. At one time you could do that. If you want to go to Thurman from Sewell on the weekend or something, just hang out in Thurman, you could buy a train ticket, ride to Thurman. You can even catch the local train all the way to Mount Hope. You got that passenger train that ran the Dumbley Creek branch line you can get on. That would take you. I like the tree route. Or something somehow pulled up the Stillwell, the track here. You could get off at Thurman and get on another train, go all the way to Mount Hope. Spend a few days in Mount Hope, come all the way back. I live in Mount Hope, and at one time they had those local trains. The local one went from Charleston to Prince, between Prince and Charleston, a couple times a day. Back in the day, they actually had their own. It's amazing that back in the day there's that many people that lived in these coal mine towns. After World War II, all these mines that were dying out. Some of them before World War II. Some of, I know Soulmate's like it's 1953. Can't think of it. Stonecliff made it to about 1960 or so. I think that survived as late 61. Now there's the conveyor system to the coal temple. Yep. And that tank car has been there since the explosion, since the oil train exploded down near Deepwater. That tank car flew through the air and landed there. Yes, I'm making that up. Honestly, I have no idea how that tank car got there. It looks like a rail car, but I think it's just a giant fuel tank. Honestly, I have no idea how it got there for real. I just want to throw that in as a joke. I remember that oil train derailed and exploded. I remember seeing the Mothman before that. But I'm going to end this video here, and I'll probably do a second video when I get to the company store and some more remains of the town itself.